Hi, and welcome again to the Beer Temple. I am Chris Quinn, and I am joined once again by my wife, Margaret Quinn.
Hello, everybody.
So we had a bunch of shows that we had planned to release in order that we've recorded. Last couple times we've got ahead a little bit, so we're not scrambling to put something up.
Yep.
And then we noticed from the guys at New Brew Thursday that the Beer Temple was on the front page of iTunes again. It'd been a while since we were on the front page. That was kind of cool and exciting, and thank you guys for watching us.
And girls.
And girls, people.
Peeps.
And we noticed that, you know, it was under the heading, it was under like Super Bowl
Party
or something like that. And we are nothing if not not above completely pandering.
Yeah.
I guess I should say. We'll pander.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we'll do that. Mm-hmm. Super Bowl? Sure, we'll do a Super Bowl show. Why not?
So as we found this out last night, I immediately said to Chris, we need to do a Super Bowl show, and we need to wear our Eagles jerseys. So you can kind of see where our allegiance lies here. The team that should be in the Super Bowl is being represented well today. But the show, the content of the show, will be from the two cities that actually have teams in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Chris, his face is a little long right now, as you can probably tell. I just want to give a shout out to David Akers. I know that he doesn't play for the Eagles anymore, but he is still
number one in your heart.
Number one in my heart. And in fact, if he was around on the Eagles this past year, I think things would have been a little different.
They'd probably be in the Super Bowl.
That creep can kick, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. He would be in the Super Bowl.
So, anyway, let's talk about the Super Bowl beers. So we've got a beer from New York and a beer from Boston, quote unquote. We have the Brooklyn Brewery's Black Chocolate Stout and Sam Adams, one of their new limited release beers, the Vixen, which is also appropriate since it has a picture of Tom Brady on the front. There you go. Tom Brady. I was looking for a beer that has Eli Manning on the front, but I couldn't find any pouting child pictures.
And maybe like the breakfast stout?
No, that kid's cute. Needs to be a sour-faced,
pouty,
whiny, pouty, little overrated. Never mind. No one's bitter here. Let's get into the beer. So we just thought it would be fun to have our own kind of beer Super Bowl showdown. At first we're trying to find some, really obscure stuff, but we finally said let's do something from the Boston Beer Company, and the Patriots are, from right outside of Boston, and Brooklyn Brewery, the biggest brewery in New York City, and certainly the most well known. So we'll just get going.
Yeah.
So Black Chocolate Stout. This is really the first big beer that Brooklyn did. Garrett Oliver likes to call this his resume beer because he brewed it while at another brewery in New York City and kind of brought it over and shared it with the owners because they had been talking about wanting to do this big stout. He said, well, here's one that I've put together. What do you think about it? And they basically hired him.
Must have been pretty good.
Yeah, so it is called Black Chocolate Stout. There is no chocolate in it. It's just a big chocolatey, roasty imperial stout. Comes in at 10%. And this is something that I've pulled up from my cellar. I've been sitting on this beer for about 2.5 years now. I'm starting to get sore.
Luckily, it didn't hatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, so 10%, 2.5-year-old beer. Should be good, though. This is certainly a beer that could age very gracefully.
Stand to age, yeah.
So you want to start here?
Yeah, let's start with that. Got our glasses on.
Oh, man. There we go. I almost thought it didn't work. Okay.
Man, I can smell it as soon as you open it.
Really?
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not a rancid smell.
It wasn't a bad smell.
Although, like the Super Bowl, I wouldn't be mind if both of these were drain pours.
So,
they both lost.
Now, are we going to do a puppy bowl show?
No, we're not doing a puppy bowl show.
Well, that's unfortunate. All right, so the look on this beer, you can see, just the
puppy bowl show. What beer would you have on it? Dog-themed beer?
Dogfish Head.
Lagunitas.
Yeah.
Jolly Pumpkin. All right, let's talk about these beers.
Okay. You can see, how kind of thick this beer is immediately.
Black, very viscous.
Yeah, very dark brown,
Tan, light brown head, kind of like a light brown sugar color to it.
How come you always get more head in your beer than I do?
Maybe because I pour yours first.
I don't know. That's very odd. I think my hands are just warmer or something. I don't know. But yeah, nice kind of milk chocolate look to it.
Yeah.
And it smells really good too. That was the smell that I got as soon as you opened it. I get fruit in this.
Yeah, absolutely. You're getting dried fruit, like dried cherries, maybe prunes, something like that. A little bit on the darker side. You're also getting a little bit of that meaty umami flavor as well, not quite into the soy region. And dark chocolate. That was a huge burp from our dog.
Max just belched terribly.
Human caliber burp. So anyway.
But yeah.
Really nice chocolate. Almost like some of that like orange chocolate that you get, those like dark chocolate bars with orange in it that are really good.
Yeah, that you get in your stocking at Christmas.
Well, that I do, yeah.
Yeah.
And I really like it. It's a really nice smell. It's really opening up nicely as well. We're serving this beer at basically cellar temperature, so maybe 60 degrees, something like that, just below room temp. And
let's give it a taste.
Yeah, I'm really liking how this beer smells.
I agree. It smells great. Tastes great too. Bitter chocolate, dark chocolate, I guess I should say, because it's not, it's you have like kind of like that bittersweet baker's chocolate thing going, at least for me. Anybody who cooks, you may be familiar with that or bakes.
But it's really velvety and creamy as well. You're getting wonderful dried fruit notes to it.
Absolutely.
I think it's aged very, very well. It doesn't really taste like there's much negative effects of oxidation at all. Good bitterness, good roast, kind of dark bittersweet cocoa at the end, almost like a powdered cocoa. It dried, a little drying in the back.
Yep.
And really a great beer.
Yeah, you nailed it with the roast on the back end, because when you first took a sip, or at least when I first took a sip, I didn't get like the roast. And then after I had already, finished the sip, kind of let it sit in my mouth a little bit and breathe, you can totally get all that roast in there.
Yeah. This is a delicious beer. I'm going to go very high with this beer. I'm going to go 95. I like this beer, honestly, more than I thought I would. This is the last bottle I have down there, and I'm wishing I had some more. And I'm going to be buying some more Black Chocolate Stout to age.
Wow.
I mean, at 2.5 years, this beer is drinking phenomenally.
Yeah. I'll go 93 with it. I think it's an excellent beer. Not quite up to 95 level for me, but it's really, really tasty. If you see it out in the store, pick it up.
Yeah.
Great.
All right, let's get a little rinse,
yeah,
or
fact,
a dump for you.
There we go.
Okay.
Next contender.
Yeah, so this is from a new line of Tom Bradley picture-themed bottles. Now, it's called the Vixen. There's a lovely woman holding a rose in her mouth.
Bradley.
Did I say Bradley?
Yeah.
Oh,
Brady. Jesus, have another.
So this is the limited release series. Sam Adams is starting to do some more kind of smaller batch, more crafty beers.
Which you'll see in a future episode. We'll talk about that as well.
Yeah, well, they've always done like very good takes on classic themes, and then they've also done the fruit wheat beers. They've been doing a lot of those, but they've done Chocolate Box but they're trying to do some small releases in bigger format bottles. This is their Chocolate Chil Bock. They've had a Chocolate Bock that they've made for a little while. So what they did with this beer is took the Bock that they actually lager on cocoa nibs and then added cinnamon and chili to it, and smoked chili, so chipotle and ancho, which is a roasted chili.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting. So you're going to get this beer is called Black Chocolate Stout. This actually does have chocolate in it, as well as some spicing, and it should be interesting to see how it tastes. This beer is not aged. It's within 6 months old, so it should be pretty prime time for this beer.
Yeah. I'm hoping a lot of those chili flavors or chili notes will come out in it.
Yes. So let's see. I'll pour me first to see if I get less foam.
Okay.
Give it kind of a vigorous pour.
Thank you. Wow, you sure did.
I wanted to make sure I got some foam from it.
It's great.
Yeah, we both got it. So.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay, so a Bock is a very traditional German-style lager. It's malt forward rather than like a Pilsner, which is going to be crisp and hoppy. It is usually a little bit stronger in alcohol, not quite to the Doppelbock level, which we've had on the show before. 8.5%. This is definitely Doppelbock strength traditionally. I wouldn't go too far as calling this a traditional Bock in any way, shape, or form, other than that it's a higher alcohol malty lager. Traditional Bocks do not. The Germans don't mess with their beers. They certainly don't add chocolate and chilies to it.
That's true. So this beer is actually, I think, even darker than the Black Chocolate Stout. Oh, well.
No,
to each their own. Yeah. I disagree.
Yeah. The correct opinion is that it is not as dark. Look, look at that. It's very dark beer, and at the edges you're getting brown colors, but certainly nothing that you can see through. But, attractive looking beer.
Yeah, definitely. And it smells completely different than the Black Chocolate Stout.
Yeah, you're almost getting a little bit of like a waxy chocolate flavor to it.
It just doesn't. To me, it doesn't have that same fruit, that dark fruit quality that the Brooklyn beer had.
You're certainly getting chocolate, though. Definitely getting chocolate. Like I was saying, maybe like a little bit of a waxy milk chocolate, and also, although they use some. Like a chocolatier, a San Francisco chocolatier.
Ecuadorian cocoa nibs that they source from a artisanal chocolate factory in San Francisco.
You get the chili, too. I mean, there's no doubt that you get some of that roasted kind of chili spice in there as well.
But this one just smells a lot cleaner to me.
Absolutely. It is a lager.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lager.
I was gonna say it smells like a lager, and you can definitely, you can definitely tell the difference.
Yeah, so rather than those fruity yeast-driven notes that you're going to get in an ale, the lagers are traditionally much more focused on the main the main flavoring ingredients of a beer, which are, well, yeast certainly is, but hops, malt, water too as well.
Right.
The yeast plays a secondary role and really lets those other things shine through. And when you add other ingredients to it, those should also kind of come through in a lager. But it's interesting. I mean, you do get, it's a subtle beer, but yet you get the chocolate and the chili.
So the first thing I notice about this beer when I'm tasting it, it's got a totally different mouthfeel, much thinner in the mouth than the Brooklyn beer.
Much more easy drinking. Scarily drinkable for an 8.5%. I mean, there's only 1.5% difference between these two, but you could get in trouble drinking this one because you could easily drink a bottle of this if you wanted to. Or this, this is a sipper.
Right. Dark roasted flavors in this. I don't get a ton of the chili at all. Are you getting the chili?
A little. I'm getting a little bit of that kind of cinnamon and chili flavor. I'm not getting any heat for darn sure.
I get no heat.
No heat.
If I would not know that there was chili in this beer. I certainly get cinnamon. I get spices.
Yeah.
I get the roast. I get a little chocolate, but I do not get the heat from the chilies.
No. I'm not getting any heat, but I'm getting some of that kind of chili flavor. It might be the cinnamon. I'm definitely getting the cinnamon as well, but just an edge of more of like the ancho or something, or maybe the smoke from the chipotle. Something in there I'm getting. It does not taste like a chili beer where you're getting some of that heat or even some vegetal flavor sometimes that you get in a chili beer. Definitely not getting that here. Not that it's a bad thing. It's just a little bit of an edge to that milk chocolate flavor.
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely just a more drinkable beer, kind of more of an everyday, if you will, beer.
Yeah.
It's good. it's not great in my opinion at all.
No.
I think this could actually go really nicely though if you're planning your Super Bowl party, having it with some chili. I think that could really complement a lot of the flavors in the chili,
Absolutely.
the earthiness of the beans and things like that.
And then this is the celebratory beer.
Right, and that's what you have for dessert. Or mole. I think this could go really, really well with mole, and I'd be interested to see if it picks up any of that, the chili heat from it.
Yeah, so now that it's just kind of been sitting in my mouth for a while, I am definitely getting a little bit, not chili heat, but chili flavor, just kind of sitting there. Where some of the bite would be typically in a beer, I'm getting a little bit of that kind of just chili flavor.
Okay.
So, again, the beer's fine. There's nothing really great about the beer. I don't really see... I would much rather have just a really good Doppelbock than this Bock that has chili and cocoa added to it. I feel like if you're going to do it, kind of really go for it. I was expecting a little bit more from the note after smelling it as well. I was hoping for the flavor to kind of follow that. A little surprising that it didn't. I'm going to go 88 with this beer. It's a good beer. It's not a bad beer, but I think it's a little disappointing beer. If this is your special release,
go for it.
Go for it, especially when, they're putting out everyday beers, season beers that I think they're really nailing it on. I mean, some of their latest seasonal releases, we're going to do the Alpine Spring soon, but also the Noble Pils, the Latitude 48, are such good beers that they're doing in traditional style. If you're going to come out with something special, really make it special.
Yeah.
So 88's not a bad beer, but I am disappointed in this beer.
I'm going to go 89. I mean, it's hovering right around the same as you.
Yeah.
Really solid representation here. I think it is just like a nice drinkable beer. If you're in the mood for a dark beer, this is probably a good one to pick up.
Yeah.
But it doesn't wow me.
Yeah. Black Chocolate Stout. This is the best tasting Black Chocolate Stout I've ever had. So I've now found that I like this beer with some age on it. I kind of like how some of these fruits come forward. I really hope this does not happen tomorrow, but the winner is New York.
Oh.
Yeah. New York wins. I think we both definitely agree with that. Who do you want to win tomorrow? I mean, I dislike both of these teams.
The puppies to win. I don't want any of these teams to win. I don't want either of them to win. And yeah, the puppies should win.
Okay.
I'll be rooting for them.
All right. Well, let's see how the puppies do then. Maybe next year we'll do a puppy bowl show.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
All right.
So. All right. Well, guys, thanks a lot for watching us. Thanks for leaving the comments and the reviews. It's people like you and the fact that you guys are watching is why we're chosen to be one of the podcasts that they picked for Super Bowl. It wasn't just beer shows, it was just Super Bowl party stuff. So thanks so much, and thank you guys for following us on Facebook and Twitter and going to our site and leaving comments. So big thanks to all you guys. Hope you're really liking the show. If you have any questions or comments about the show, I always love to hear what you guys think. We should have some fun shows coming up.
Yeah, and I want to tell, speaking of shows coming up, Patrick Moore, I hear you with the Barley Wine Show. That is definitely being planned, so don't despair. That will be on its way soon.
We've got plenty of delicious barley wines just waiting to be opened.
It's true.
We do. So that's about it for now. And until next time, enjoy the Super Bowl. We'll be doing it with some delicious beers to drink, and hopefully you will too.